Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And it's part 6 of the Werk RSO 01. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here, welcome. Mud. It's not something I normally do, so I haven't really got a lot of experience with it. So I've had a go just with some basic mud effects. So this is Ammo MIG splashes, and I just go around onto the tracks, spreading it all over out to the edges of the tracks. This is a light coloured one, so this will act as the dry mud on the outside of the tracks. I'm not used to doing mud, so it's probably not the best job. A lot of it won't be seen once the body of the vehicle is put on. So there you go, spreading it all out, and then I'll go in with some odorless thinners and just blend the edges really. Also put just a small amount on the road wheels in sort of random patterns. I actually think it looks quite good on the road wheels, and it's ended up quite well. But same process, just putting the undiluted paint onto the wheels, and then blending it in at the edges with odorless thinner. It's me just blending it in, and as you can see it looks pretty good actually. I'm quite happy with the effect that I got from that. You'll see it at the end. It looks really good. I also did some up the side of the cab, just along the bottom edge of the doors and along the bottom edge of the bonnet area. And again, I didn't want to go too far, but this is all the mud that would have been splashed up from the front of the tracks. So just putting it along the bottom of the door, and then I'll go in afterwards with some odorless thinner and blend most of it away, but you just get left with like a muddy tide mark. I also tried to put some streaks in it as well, as if mud had been flicked up and then run down when it was wet. After this process I went through with some heavy mud and really just did the bottom couple of millimeters of the door, just to provide some wet mud along the bottom. Here we go, this is me blending it. Obviously I didn't want to go too far because it would ruin all the whitewashing that I had done. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. but I do need to do some more work on my mud effects because they are quite basic at the moment. Now the box art just shows the vehicle with just a simple frame in the back, but I thought that lacked something, so I thought I'd put a canvas cover on it. I built the frame in place and just taped it in place to get it all the geometry right, and I got just a piece of toilet paper and some diluted PVA glue, and this is a technique I've done before. It's quite fiddly, and you have to be really careful that you don't rip the paper. But I'm just painting diluted PVA glue onto the surface of the toilet paper, and then gradually moulding the shape around the plastic frame. It took me 3 attempts to do it without ripping it. And you just go over the whole thing. You get a bit complicated at the ends because you've got to be careful how you fold it all. But it's just like doing a birthday present, really. So it looks really bad at the moment because it all wrinkles. But that can give quite a nice effect to the canvas. And then as soon as you're done and you're happy with it, just get it into a warm place and get all the moisture dried out of it before you move on to the next step. And then you'll see there it is, dry. So I quite like all the lumps and bumps. I think that makes a really nice canvas. I think it's black primer on it, and then I painted it a dark khaki, and then I tried to get the effect that it had been painted with like a broom out in the field. So I've done lots of wide paint strokes, pretty random, some quite light, some quite heavy, and then I go through afterwards and put some runs down as if the paint was too wet, and that's pretty much it. I think it's worked quite well. So I'm happy with that. I think that's given me the effect that I wanted. There are a few other finishing touches that I did, but basically here it is, the finished model. You can see the runs of the paint I did. The muds work really well, I think. And there we go. So, while we look at some photos of it, what have I learned? I've learned that lacquer paints need a bit of extra hairspray underneath. I think I've done a pretty good job on the whitewash. I've got a lot of work to do with mud, and I really enjoyed this build. It was challenging at times. It wasn't the best kit that was made, but I think I've done a reasonable job. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye.